All right, that could have been bad. About like 2 minutes in, I realized that I never turned my mic on. So, mic is on now. Um, Today's back day. I had my mind set on what I was going to do, but as I started actually kind of talking about it, I'm not entirely sure. But as of right now, planning probably four, maybe five movements, depending on what they are. Probably about 2 to 3 working sets per movement. I definitely want to start with chest supported T-bar row. Target that upper back and like the middle erectors, whatever the hell they're called. Move to the hammer strength MTS row, which I just learned that's what that machine is called. But that's it'll be the second thing I'll do. It's pin loaded. You focus on your mid upper back. I'll talk about it when I get there. And then the only three other movements that I really do want to include, I definitely want to do, a cable seated D handle lat pull down single arm, keeping that elbow in tight and in front, and really targeting that lat. I really liked those yesterday, or not yesterday, last back day. Um, and then I would like to do the uh, low cable rows that I do, like the Jay Cutler style. Um, and then probably finish with uh, the lat pullovers. So I don't know if I did probably 3 sets for the T-bar, another 3 for the MTS. That would be 6. 2 sets per arm for pull down, so that'd be 8. And then probably 2 to 3 on the row, and then 2 to 3 on the pullover. Really, just kind of see how we're feeling. Um, it's funky because for the longest time, like through all of prep, so much of my training was very much lower volume, and also lower reps. So like lower sets and lower reps. I was usually doing 2 working sets per thing. What a dork. And like 6 to 8 rep range and all like slow, controlled negative stuff like that. Uh, Honestly, the only reason really why I've kind of switched up for it is partially because I was doing it through prep. I'm a little bit mentally bored of that. Um, just a little tedious. So I have no clue how long I plan to train with this slightly higher volume style. But as of right now, I'm mentally enjoying it, which is allowing me to put a good deal of intensity to it, which is in the end it's working. So like I always say, intensity is very useful. Uh, but so yeah, so that's the plan for the workout. Speaking of, well, not speaking of, but with the split switch. So prior in my push pull legs rest, upper lower rest, I would have 2 rest days, and I'm trying to do the math in my head right now. I want to say it was about like a 1,500 calorie difference, I think, between my training days and my rest days. So without adjusting food and getting rid of the rest days, so replacing the rest days with training day food because I'm now training every day, that has changed my overall weekly calorie intake up by, I believe, 3,000. I believe. So like divide that by 7, what, like 400 something calories per day, almost equivalent of like caloric increase. So weight has been moving, body weight. I woke up in there 236 this morning. So fasted, pooped, empty tum tum. But I don't know. This is about. I gotta talk with my coach, but this is probably about the maximum amount of body fat percentage I would want throughout the entirety of the off season. Uh, so, anyways, that's the spiel with that. Let's get some questions going. If you ask them in your microphone.
Uh, do you enjoy bulking more than cutting?
I've answered this before, so I'll just answer it like in short. There's aspects of both that I like better than others. Obviously, when you're cutting, you're gonna have days where you look in the mirror and you're like, "Oh, I'm shredded. This is awesome." There's also gonna be days where you feel small. So like, that's the thing that I don't like about cutting. The thing that you like about bulking is I walk around, I just feel large. I fill out my shirts. I'm filling out my 3 and 4 XL shirts. I feel big. I feel like a unit. I feel like a bear. But obviously, there's days where you look in the mirror and you're like, "Ah, I miss feeling shredded or like sexy." So, anyways, next question.
Do you use apple cider vinegar with meals, and what does it do?
I've tried apple cider vinegar. It tastes awful. Made me want to throw up. So I've never even looked into the benefits of it simply because of how much I personally hate it. But to the bare minimum knowledge that I have on it, I believe its purpose is to aid with digestion. But it's my digestion hasn't been an issue, so I'm not even gonna fucking consider that shit. It's gross.
How much fat do enhanced guys consume relative to a natural of the same size?
I mean, there's not going to be like a one size fits all answer to that question. The question was the variance of fat intake for an enhanced versus a natural lifter. But an enhanced lifter can get away with lower fat because fats play a big role in hormone regulation, hormone production, etc. And again, everybody's body's different, but in general, an enhanced guy is going to be able to get away on a lower fat intake because they don't have to worry as much about their hormones going out of skew because they are supplementing them uh, exogenously. So there's that difference.
Last one. Is there any legitimacy to FST7/fascia stretch training? If not, why is it so popular at the top right now?
I really have no clue. I've never actually taken the time to look into it. I've seen people talk about it and how there's aspects of it that are like bro sciencey and don't really match the data. From what I know about it, if I, I mean this is really going to be me talking out of my ass because, honestly, I've never looked into it. The extent of my knowledge is watching videos of when Chris was training with Hani during his prep, and so like I would say one of the benefits to it, if I had to guess, is kind of back to my point of how I talk about how sometimes. Do you know if the back door's open?
Not right now.
Damn. Sometimes there's an aspect of. I'll just swing around though. The aspect of the enjoyability, the fun factor to your workout can sometimes make up for or overtake a lack of optimal science-based aspects to it, because if you're doing a boring, lame-ass, unfun, optimal workout you don't give a shit about, no matter how much you want to do good at it, you're going to half-ass it relative to something that you're just absolutely loving to do. And I believe the FST7 stuff is like fucking crazy pump based, which obviously getting a pump's awesome and fun. And so my guess would be some aspect of it revolves around the fact that you're able to train very intensely and with a high level of motivation due to the fact that it's so heavily pump based that maybe some of the guys are just able to like just crush their fucking workouts because of how enjoyable it is. But I mean, again, that's just me talking out of my ass. I don't know the aspects of the proponents or the purpose of the training. I've never really cared to look into it. So that's the best answer I could really give off of the lack of knowledge I have. Ugh. I'll take this spot. Thank you.
There might be one up there.
Up where? Nah. Probably not. Sorry, I'll take the yeah. Alright. I'm gonna park. I'll see you guys in there. Yeah, you can end it. I can see like All right. MTS row. This is the thing I was yapping about in the car. There's probably various ways that you could do this. My goal, my thought process when I'm using this, is I'm trying to target like anything from the bottom of my shoulder blades and up. So, you know, rear delts are involved, lower traps, upper, mid back, you know, all that shit. So I don't give a fuck about my lats for this. All right, some single arm. As you guys know, I'm not a huge fan of single arm stuff, or single side stuff. Only just personal reasons. There's no lack of optimal ability reasons why I dislike it. But with this, we are focusing on our lat. So you can go with a neutral or even a, you know, fully underhand grip, whatever's most comfortable for your shoulder and whatnot. You want to keep that elbow as much out in front of you as possible, not out to the side. Trying to bring it out in front. It's just straight up and down, kind of linear motion. Don't there's no need to sit and crunch your body entirely down. Like this is relatively the same. Like you're not changing, you know, the lat contraction. If it happens, it happens. It's not negating growth. It's just, I see a lot of people almost overemphasize this, thinking that the more that they crunch down, the more contraction they're getting in the lat. And no. Again, it's not like it's necessarily wrong or that you're worsening the lift. It's just that shouldn't be your end. That shouldn't be your end goal if you think that that's furthering your lat contraction. All right. Nice gentleman is on this, and he's allowing me to work in, so no yapping, just work. All right, these are our last things. We're gonna blame it on the machine and not my mobility. So Bill's gonna give me a little boost from the starting position because you'll see, it's a little difficult to get my arms back there. Let me get my music going. Okay. All right, back there went good. I think there was like a set or two at the end. I don't know exactly that we did not get to record. A lady got on I think it was the dip machine, whatever the machine is that was right next to us. And I think I think she's a lady that's asked before. I could be wrong, but she didn't want to be on camera, and I'm not gonna like. Obviously, I'm not gonna be like, like I'm gonna be respectful of that because it's a public gym. It's not even like it's like a super like bodybuilding gym. Like I don't even know if it qualifies as a commercial gym because they only have 4 locations. It's a regionally commercial gym, I guess. But nevertheless, I'm gonna because I already feel self-conscious enough. I don't even know if self-conscious is the right word, but when I go and record of like, I hope people don't think I'm a tool. I hope people don't think I'm like conceited or like a butthole. So I try and be as respectful as possible. Like if somebody's using a machine, I tell them like, hey, do you want me to move this? Blah, blah, blah. But so yeah, didn't record those last 2 sets. And like I don't feel like moving it or because like yeah I could reposition it and put it in a position to where she's out of frame, but then she might be sitting there in her head doing her sets wondering if maybe she's still in frame, wondering if I'm just lying and saying, oh, you're out of frame, but really she isn't. I'd rather just make her as comfortable as possible and just tell her I'm putting it away. So anywho, back day went decent. I feel like I have a hair in my nose. Blanking. Wow. Anna's coming. She'll be here in I think like an hour and a half. I have a little bit more tidying up to do around the place. So I gotta get home, eat, clean all that up. Hey Bal, why don't you stay in your lane, silly goose? Anywho, yeah, gonna go home, have a nice meal. I was gonna pool, so I'm trying to keep my carbs as centered around my workout as possible. So I had been having in my final meal today. I'm only at 6 meals right now. Not including my intra, because even though that's not a meal calorically, it's like 500 calories in my intra, I think. Jeez. So, but in terms of actual meals, I'm only at 6 right now. Meal 6 has been having 75 carbs in it, but I want to try and position those more around the workout. So what I'm going to probably start doing is putting 25 right before I leave for the gym through a tiny bit of pineapple and honey. Uh, and moving forward, aside from today, I'll probably do 25 either immediately post workout or immediately once home, then quick shower, then make my meal and eat. And then probably add another 25 to that actual meal itself. So moving those 75 to being peri workout, which is just a stupid fancy word for around your workout. Um, but like I said, Anna's coming in today. She doesn't necessarily want to go out and eat because she's been eating out a lot with her family in the past like week or two. She wants some like home cooked stuff. However, I feel like it would be smart for me to save those extra like 75 calories, keep them available to have a little bit more flexibility for, you know, if she changes her mind, she wants to go out, whatever. Another thing, um, so I obviously have the YouTube app on my phone. I had to turn off the notifications for like getting comments just because like I can't help but read them, and obviously that's unproductive to do. As Joe Rogan says, post and ghost. Because you know you read them and you see people say dumb stuff and you just it ruffles the feathers. And so I completely forgot that I turned off my notifications for that. So like yesterday I was looking at my videos and I was like, oh, there's all these comments I haven't even seen. And I'm reading them. I'm just like, oh, I remember why I turned off my notifications. These are like all stupid. Um, and like for those of you that are commenting, that are probably getting this far into the video, so the ones that are actually reading this and or hearing this, you're probably not the ones saying stupid stuff. So if you have to ask yourself if you're leaving a stupid comment, it probably is. Because the comments that aren't stupid are obviously very obviously not stupid. I appreciate the comments that are obviously appreciated. Um, but I don't know. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this, and I'm enjoying that there are a select few of you that are enjoying this. Uh, and oh, I don't really know what else to talk about. My mind's kind of whoa there, buddy. Stopping in the middle of the road for. You're welcome. Got that motherly reflex. Anyways, I'm almost home, so that basically wraps it up for today's lift and video. I think I have to edit this one today because I think Ben's busy, so I don't know. Shouldn't take me too long. Pretty straightforward video. It's just a matter of I gotta eat and clean the place first, and then it's a matter of if I'll be able to get to it before Anna gets here. And then if I don't, then it'll be up later tonight, probably around like 10 or 11. And if I get to it before then, that'll probably be up around like within the next few hours. For reference, it's 2:30 right now. So, all right. Yeah, that'll be it for today, guys.